is your American dream?
My American dream is that everyone's human rights are upheld and respected and that no family is ever separated. My American dream is an America where everyone is treated with dignity and can reach their fullest potential and feel safe and loved.
So that we can all live in dignity together in the same dream of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and Mahatma Gandhi, where we want to build a beloved community. We are not judged by the color of our skin, but by the intent of our character.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. It is Pop-Up Friday. We pop up whenever we feel like it. Is Yo-Yo and Vanessa popping up with me? I didn't know.
We're here.
I didn't know if you felt like popping up or not, or it'd be like a black screen there or something, like nobody there.
Nope, we're here.
You pop up with me. If I say we pop up, you pop up.
Yes.
If you say we're popping up, then I say, okay, what time?
We popping up.
We pop it up. Whenever anybody says pop up, it's pop up.
There you go.
How's everybody doing?
Pretty good. It's Fri-Yay.
Yeah, it is Friday.
I'm always good on Fri-Yay.
You are.
Yes, Dave.
Yes.
It's much better than like Monday night, right?
Absolutely.
What's the worst night of the week for you? If you have one.
Tuesday's like an awkward just day.
Tuesdays
are just awkward. Like it's the beginning of the week, but we're like Monday just happened, and then there's like Tuesday. Like sometimes my Tuesdays still feel like Mondays. Is that anyone else?
Yeah. That
kind of makes
it does make sense to me. Believe it or not, in some crazy, weird, twisted way, you're 100% right, Vanessa.
Yeah.
Tuesday's the worst day of the Tuesday's the worst.
Weird.
Which is why we always have to drink tea on Tuesday, just to stay calm, cool, and collected.
Makes sense.
Right? Makes total sense. Makes total sense. Let's say hello to the squad. Let's see who we got today. Olivia Love, squad up. Jessica Leamy, how are you? Vitalis Asugwu, squad up. Kenny Sucre, we see you watching. Sandra Rose Stoddard, squad up. Happy Fri-Yay. Abadoon Jamo, squad up. Who else we have here? Pretty Chef Ferreira, squad up. Pretty Chef. And Christy Consali, squad up. Let's see what's going on YouTube. Asila Enot, squad up. Brad and his team, Tali, saying, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Doing all of that out of the kindness of our heart.
Always on point, that Tali.
Right. She's exactly on point. Exactly right. Miloslav Minkoff, squad up, Uncle Brad, into the squad. Good thing I have my notifications on. Aha! Waha! All right, major key thing there. Between Tali telling everybody to subscribe and like and share, and Miloslav saying, thank God I have my notifications, I wouldn't know you were popping up. All I can say is, aha!
That's the only way you would know.
That's right. And Salu Ba saying, I mean the best way. Because I'm reading his second part of his comment. The first part of Saluba, happy Friday to squad. What is the way to file the I-751 and how much, when is the way to file the I-751 and how much will it cost? The filing fee is $680 and you file it 90 days before the end of the 2-year conditional resident status. Jonathan, Vanessa, that was my pre-question of the day. Take it away.
Absolutely. All right, squad. Happy Fri-Yay. Please remember to share because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad. He's going to fill us in on the latest news, including the closing of 2 troubled ICE detention centers in Georgia and Massachusetts.
And we'll be talking fun Friday stories to start your weekend off with a smile, including a dancing dad caught on video.
And of course, you can always call us right now to get your immigration questions asked and answered. It's Pop-Up Friday, which means we're only taking 7 calls, not our regular 14. Be the first 7 to call, and you will get to speak with me and ask your immigration question. Just follow along what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with my head says on it. Ask me your immigration question. Call Brad Show Live, 1-800-529-5465. And for those wondering, that is the same telephone number to the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. All you have to do is call 1-800-529-5465 to speak to our law office. International is +1 212 227-8933. You guys ready for some Fri-Yay schmoozing?
Let's do it. Schmoozing with Brad.
So here's some good Fri-Yay news. You ready for some good Fri-Yay news?
Absolutely.
All right, yesterday officials announced that the Biden administration has decided to close immigration and customs enforcement detention centers in Georgia and Massachusetts because of the allegations of abusive treatment of immigrants. So the 2 worst centers, or there's a lot of bad centers, but 2 of the really bad ones, they're gone. Homeland Security Chief Alejandro Mayorkas directed ICE to terminate its contract with the Bristol County Sheriff's Office and transfer migrant detainees out of the Carlos Carrera Immigration Detention Center in North Dartmouth, Massachusetts. The order comes 4 months after the Massachusetts Attorney General found that the Sheriff's Office used excessive force against detainees, such as flash bang grenades, pepper ball launchers, and canines in a clash over coronavirus testing. Wow.
That's horrible.
That is horrible. Mayorkas also directed ICE to prepare to discontinue its use of the Irwin County Detention Center in Osceola, Georgia, as soon as possible. NBC News reported last September that a gynecologist who worked at the facility was accused by multiple of women of performing unnecessary procedures on them. You remember that story?
Wait, that was at those
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Right, but that was under the Trump administration, and Lurch, and that was in Georgia, and Lurch, Stephen Miller, who was running Trump's immigration team, he wasn't going to do anything. So it was reported back in November of 2020 that the Trump administration was deporting or trying to deport several women who alleged that they were mistreated by a Georgia gynecologist at an immigration detention center. This is the one in Osceola, Georgia, the Irwin County Detention Center. Now, 6 former patients complained about this guy. We just saw his picture, Dr. Mahendra Amin, who had been accused of operating on migrant women without their consent or performing procedures that were medically unnecessary and potentially endangered their ability to have children. At least seven others at the Irwin County Detention Center in Osceola, Georgia, who had made allegations against the doctor, have received word that they would also be deported from the United States. So when it was Trump, you complain about medical malpractice and mistreatment, unnecessary surgeries, and they deport you. Now, in a memo to ICE Acting Director Tay Johnson, Mayorkas, now remember, Mayorkas is the head of the Department of Homeland Security, said, "Allow me to state one foundational principle. We will not tolerate the mistreatment of individuals in civil immigration detention or substandard conditions or detention. A source familiar with federal investigations into the detention center in Irwin County, Georgia, and the doctor who allegedly performed these unnecessary procedures said both investigations were being reactivated and ongoing." The ACLU, which had been pushing for the closure of the 2 facilities as well as 3 dozen others, praised the move. Carol Rose, the executive director of the ACLU of Massachusetts, said, "By shuttering detention facilities with a track record of problematic conditions and ending local collaboration with ICE, we can work together toward a fairer and more humane immigration system." Bristol County Sheriff Thomas Hodgson issued a sharply worded statement Thursday afternoon saying, "Shame on the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas for putting his left-wing political agenda above public safety by ending the Bristol County Sheriff's Office contracts with Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. And I say shame on Bristol County Sheriff Thomas Hodgson, who is supporting the use of flash bang grenades, pepperball launchers, and canines against immigrants who are just trying to flee their persecution, mostly from other countries, or immigrants who have already served their jail time for a criminal act that are now being held in another detention, civilly, not even criminally.
Right.
And even if it was criminal, nobody deserves to have canines thrown on them, let alone flash grenades and pepper sprays and everything else over a coronavirus test. So shame on, I say shame on, what's this guy's name? Shame on Sheriff Thomas Hodgson.
That part.
He goes down in Bradshaw law, right with the pumpkin, Lurch, and the weasel from yesterday.
Yes.
All in the same bucket. All in the same bucket. So at least so that's good Fri-Yay news. At least 2 really bad detention centers, in all honesty, at least 2 really bad detention centers are being shut down, and it's way past due.
Yeah.
Here's some more good Fri-Yay news. I mean, it was heavy news, but good news, because it was really bad what they were doing, but it's good at least they're stopping it now.
Agreed.
Here's some good Fri-Yay immigration news. Couples in same-sex marriages can now pass citizenship on to their children born overseas. So you see where that would be a problem? Because you could only pass citizenship on to a biological parent. So let's say hypothetically you're in a same-sex marriage, 2 females are in a same-sex marriage, and the female gives birth abroad. And it's the female who gives birth abroad to a child who is the non-American citizen. Under the law, that child's not a U.S. citizen. But that child is being born to a marriage between 2 women. So as long as the U.S. citizen woman is married to another woman who is giving birth outside of the United States of America, that child, even though that child is not biological to the U.S. citizen mother in the same-sex marriage, will now be able to obtain U.S. citizenship.
That's good.
That's nice Fri-Yay news. Why not?
That is.
All right.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. That's a healthy mix.
Okay. And now here's some more, at least encouraging news on Fri-Yay. The death toll at 584,975 deaths is not good. But it has still not gone up more than 1,000 in the last 3 days, less than 1,000 people. That's pretty good here for the United States of America compared to where we were. Now, roughly 50%, almost 50% of Americans of all ages now have received at least 1 dose of the vaccine. 38% are fully vaccinated. The country is closing in on half of those age 18 and up being fully vaccinated. The average daily pace of U.S. coronavirus vaccinations is down 50% from its peak, but people are still getting vaccinated. Now, there is some concern for some states. If you are in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Wyoming, Idaho, Georgia, and Tennessee, you guys have the lowest vaccine rates in the United States. So there is concern for people in those states because they are not going to be protected. The concern is that clusters of outbreaks can pepper unprotected areas all summer long. Some states are doing lotteries to get people to do the vaccine. We talked about New York lottery yesterday. We talked about the Ohio lottery. Maryland also is giving away millions of dollars in a vaccine lottery available to those who get the jab. The jab. You like saying that? The jab?
The jab?
It's like down there with hip hip hooray for me. The jab. I don't like saying the jab.
I don't like the jab.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Governor Larry Hogan announced that starting on Tuesday, the Maryland lottery will randomly select 1 vaccinated Marylander for a $40,000 prize every single day for the next 40 days through July 3rd. So every day, if you're vaccinated in Maryland, you have the chance to win $40,000. 100,000 smackaroos.
That's wild.
And on July 4th, our country's birthday, the birthday of the United States of America, one lucky vaccinated individual residing in the state of Maryland on July 4th will win $400,000. Do you know who?
400,000.
Yeah. Do you know who earns $400,000? By the way, besides the July 4th winner of the Maryland vaccination lottery,
Who?
President of the United States makes $400,000 a year. That's his salary.
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
Really?
So now, so anybody in Maryland who's been vaccinated can be in it.
We have questions.
You have questions.
Right.
What questions do you have?
Yo, we'll talk to something.
I'm wondering. I have somebody actually who's watching right now who's in Maryland who just got vaccinated. Actually, just got their vaccination yesterday. I wonder if they are able to put their name in for this jab.
The answer is yes. They can put their name into the jab lottery. The jab lottery in Maryland.
Hear that?
Because according to Bradshaw Live notes, which are fact. A fact, Vanessa. Fact.
Just a full of facts.
This is full of facts. Here's a fact in Maryland. Anyone who lives in Maryland, who is vaccinated in Maryland, is in the lottery. Fact. Doesn't matter when it happened. You heard it here first. So it's a total of $2 million in Maryland. So if you're listening in Maryland right now, Maryland, go get the jab. Go get the jab. Remind me that after today, we'll never say jab again on our show.
Please, I've never even heard that. I don't
You
like
never
it.
heard that? It's awful, right?
Yeah, it's awful. Jab.
It's a British. Jab. It's a British thing.
Oh.
It's a British thing. Yeah. On Monday, we'll talk about apartments for let. That's what they say in Britain too. You have an apartment for let instead of rent, right? Isn't that what they say?
For let?
For let, right? Isn't that? Or maybe I'm wrong.
Instead of rent? I don't know.
So.
I've never heard that.
I think, go Google that. Go Google. I could be wrong, but I believe
apartment for let.
Apartment for let is what they say in London. Is that what they say? Yes,
apartment
right?
For let in
right,
London.
Apartment for let. Like, let me in. Let me rent the apartment. Apartment for let. You have some apartment for let? Yes, you can.
Or a flat.
Yes, a flat. We'll let you a flat.
We'll let you a flat.
Yes.
All
right, it's Fri-Yay news. It's Fri-Yay news. What else we got here? By the way, did you hear about the little island that was just opened? It's Fri-Yay, man!
The jab.
The jab just came right at me.
Right.
Did you hear about that little island they just opened up in New York? Man-made island?
So, fun thing is, I was on a cruise brunch on Sunday, and I saw it, and I was like, why have I never seen this? Because it looks so, that's what it looks like from, I was on the water. I was like, I've never even seen this.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that it was new until today.
Yeah, it's a new island. They man-made island they built on the Hudson River. You can get to it by walking to the end of 14th Street, West 14th Street, step off of Manhattan and onto a floating box. It's 2.5 acres of winding paths and green lawns, wildflowers and shrubs, and hundreds of types of grasses, perennials, and vines, and more than 60,000 flowers. There are river overlooks. There's a performance space. But to prevent overcrowding, at least in the beginning, between noon and 8 p.m. for a free reservation, you have to go to littleisland.org because they think it's going to be too many people trying to see what this place is like right in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was a $120 million park, and it was built by private donations. There will be absolutely no corporate or private parties, no rentals, no weddings, no bat mitzvahs allowed, Yo-Yo.
Listen, there's going to be a lot of bar and bat
actually
mitzvah kids that are going to be pissed off that they can't
do that Little Island bat mitzvah.
My clients are gonna find a way.
I'm sure
My
they will.
clients will make sure they can find a way.
By the way, almost all of the money, because it was done privately, was donated by Barry Diller. He is a billionaire, and he donated almost $120 million to fully fund the construction of the park and maintenance of the park for the next 20 years. So perhaps Barry Diller's grandkids would get bar mitzvahed there, but nobody else.
Right. That's it.
That's it. Meanwhile, Deion Broxton, a TV reporter who went viral last year for his candid response to an approaching herd of bison, is now an Iowa Broadcast News Association award recipient. I'm not sure. I don't know about this story. Let's see what it is. On the anniversary of the sensational video, which shows Broxton gathering his equipment and packing it into his car upon spotting the bison, he shared the exciting news on Twitter. He wrote in a tweet a year later, "I get tired of talking about this video, but it's a reminder of my journey. I couldn't get a job on TV because of my hood Baltimore accent. I spent thousands on a speech coach. Fast forward this week, I learned I won an award for the Iowa Broadcast News Association. In March 2020, Broxton cut his report short at Yellowstone National Park when he realized a herd of bison was heading his way." Let's watch.
Look at his face.
Let's watch. We have the video. Let's see. I've never seen this video. That's just a picture. Do we have the video?
3.
Picture.
Oh my God.
Oh, we only have a picture.
Oh my God.
Can you
That's
imagine
him.
that?
Oh no, I ain't
Look at
messing
him.
with you. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't messing with you. Oh no. Oh, I'm not messing with you.
Okay. It is not working. It is
it up.
not working.
He goes, "I ain't messing with you. I'm getting out of here."
Yeah. He
Yeah,
said,
that's the thing that people don't see as, like, hosts. Sometimes it's like you kind of have to just keep your cool. Like, you got a job to do no matter your circumstances.
That's hilarious.
yeah, no.
That is hilarious. And by the way, that video, which was his natural personality,
Reaction.
right? Reaction, his natural personality, and that put him right to stardom. And now
That's
he's
good.
he's doing well. The NBC Montana reporter said he saw the danger approaching, and we heard what he had to say. After posting the video, he tweeted, "There was a herd of bison walking right toward me at Yellowstone National Park. Here's the video of the bison I shot once I got safe distance." So congratulations to him. Now, 19-year-old Madison Cohote recently moved out of state from Oklahoma into a new apartment in Arkansas without realizing it was a retirement complex. Now the teenager is documenting her life living amongst all the elderly in what one TikTok commentator appraised could be a sitcom. Me getting ready to move to an apartment out of state that I've never seen in person and realize I just moved into a retirement home. Maddie
my
captured her
gosh.
new viral introductory clip, and life there, it seems, is good. The rent was significantly cheaper from where
Look
she had
at
moved
you.
from, and I was able to lease a 2-bedroom for only $350 a month. It was super spacious, felt like home. Now, the teen
my God.
already had something of an unusual life back in Oklahoma, where she had 2 absent parents. But after meeting a woman named Gigi on TikTok, the two developed a close bond, and she became her TikTok mom. A year later, Gigi offered to adopt the teen. Maddie accepted. Gigi convinced her to pack up her life in Oklahoma, move to Arkansas to be near her new family, and helped her find a cheap apartment. It wasn't until a week later she realized how far out of the demographic she really was. When I got out of my car, I started meeting my neighbors. To my surprise, they were all over 65 and 70 years old. A week
Oh my
later,
God.
I only realized after reading a senior citizen's apartment sign that I realized I actually moved into a retirement village. But Madison is not complaining, as anyone can see from her joyous TikToks. She has fully embraced the life. When I get home, it's usually super, super quiet because all my neighbors are already asleep by 5 p.m. But one major perk is that I can play music whenever I want because they can't hear it anyway. Some
Oh my God.
commentators insist there must be downsides too. Congratulations, you're their IT person now, one said. But Maddie is not looking back. And just remember, she signs off in one of her TikToks, if you're struggling with rent, start retirement early. That's very funny.
I love it.
That is very funny.
I like that.
Let's see what else we have here. Florida couple hope to have their dream wedding on the grounds of a magnificent multi-million-dollar mansion that boasts a tennis court, a gazebo, and a pool with a waterfall. The only problem was they never told the homeowner about their plans. Courtney Wilson and Shanita Jones had invited their whole family to their dream home and estate, which turned out to be the estate they don't own and reportedly didn't rent, in the upscale Florida suburb of Southwest Ranches, the South Florida Sun Centennial reported. The 16,000 square foot mansion, which is on the market for $5 million, is not a wedding venue, but it does have a bowling alley. It does have 15 bathrooms, a home theater, and an 800-foot square bar. In their online wedding invitation, Wilson and Jones referred to themselves as the royal couple, promised a reception that featured a red carpet cocktail hour on Saturday, followed by brunch on Sunday. But when Wilson showed up Saturday morning to set up, he shocked the homeowner, who claims he never gave them permission to hold their wedding on his property. Nathan Finkel told a 911 dispatcher, "I have people trespassing on my property. They keep harassing me, calling me. They say they're having a wedding here, and it's God's message. I don't know what's going on. All I want is for it to stop. And they're sitting at my property right at the front gate right now." This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
When
I actually
officers
think-
arrived,
I think it's trifling.
when
I don't
officers
think it's-
arrived, they instructed Wilson to leave, and he left. Finkel, whose late father was the early IHOP restaurant franchisee, has been trying to sell the palatial estate for $5 million. Very strange story.
I think it's trifling. I
is
feel like
trifling.
that's trash.
That is.
Yeah,
is
I
that?
don't even think that's. I don't think that's funny. I think that's trifling. Like you pretend to want to buy the house, so you go in as a fake potential buyer.
No,
so you
no,
can look at the place.
they didn't pretend to buy the house.
That's
They,
I thought. I
no,
could've
no,
sworn
they thought the house was empty.
Yeah, that's still trifling. It ain't your.
They looked at the house. They said, "Oh, nobody's living there. We're going to have our wedding. Nobody will know the difference. We're going to set up on the lawn, and nobody else know the difference." But there was apparently somebody living there. That's what happened.
I read somewhere that the guy, the fiance, was pretending that he wanted to buy the house so he can go in and look at it, and then that's when he was like, "Okay, yeah."
I read it as that they thought the house was empty. And they were just inviting people to an empty house that was on the market.
Well, yeah, that's what they thought. He didn't know that.
That's what it was. Jill is saying in my ear that's what it was. And then they were surprised when all the wedding guests came and actually somebody was living there.
That's illegal. That's trespassing, even if it's empty or not. I think that's trifling.
All right.
That's trashy.
Vanessa, this is your home state.
I
think that's so
just
trashy.
recently.
Vanessa, what's going on down there in Florida?
Yeah, what's going on down there, Nesquik?
I don't know, man. I'm new in town.
All right, our last Fri-Yay story. When it comes to virtual learning, it helps to make the best of it. 6-year-old Delaney Jones of Beaverton, Oregon, was filming herself during a craft tutorial. Her dad, Isaac Jones, not realizing that Delaney was filming herself for school and not just fun, hilariously dances to Uptown Funk in the background. Delaney's mom, Jennifer Jones, told Good Morning America, quote, "As I was looking through Delaney's seesaw, I was surprised when I came across a video that showed my husband dancing in the background of this craft tutorial she sent. As I continued to watch, I was laughing so hard the tears were streaming." She said, "I knew my husband had no idea she had sent it to her teacher. When I called him at work to tell him that I found a video of him dancing in the background while she did a craft project and that it had been sent to her teacher, he asked me if I was sure 3 different times. The kicker," she said, "was when she told Isaac about the Facebook upload. He laughed out of nervousness and disbelief that he got caught being so silly with the kids, but millions of viewers, along with Delaney's teacher, have enjoyed the video. The scene, though, never meant for the public. It's just a typical one in the Joneses' house."
I love this.
Uptown Funk. It would be much funnier if it was Uptown Funk was actually playing, but Facebook Facebook doesn't allow us to do it.
You see them. You see the moves.
Yeah.
You see the move. I like the fact that you can have a fun parent.
That's right.
That's always a good thing.
All right, so that's our Fri-Yay news. One possibly trifling news story. The rest was Fri-Yay.
Yeah. That's so trifling. Brad, imagine that being your place and they just invite a whole like wedding party.
Oh,
Like, what?
it wouldn't be funny if it was my place, but I said, to myself, that's pretty smart. It's an empty house, nobody knows. I'm gonna go just put up some lawn chairs and have my wedding on their lawn.
I think that's so trifling.
But it wouldn't be funny if it was my house, that is for sure.
That part.
All right, let's go to, you got a question, I got an answer. Call us with your immigration questions. Josh in Seattle, Washington. Josh, how are you? Josh. Josh. We have time. Josh going once. Josh going twice. Josh going 3 times. We got to say goodbye to our friend Josh in Seattle. Damien, how are you? Damien, are you there? What's wrong with our phones? Nobody is there. Am I not hooked in? I am hooked in. Damien.
Are you hearing me?
I do hear you now, Damien. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
All right, what's going on?
Good to be on your show.
Thank you.
I have a question. I have my baby mom. We just get engaged, and we got in a little dispute, and her sister, called the cops. They get the wrong information, and they charged me with 243E1. I was wondering
I don't know what's 243E1. I don't know California law. What were they charged with?
That is domestic violence, but that
okay.
is the.
And what happened with the case? Were you found guilty of something?
No, I haven't found guilty. I've just charged and I haven't go to court.
Do you have a green card?
No, I don't.
Okay. If you are found guilty of a crime involving domestic violence, that is deportable.
Okay.
So you have to make sure that you'll be able to ultimately get your green card. Make sure if you are going to plead guilty to something, it's a petty offense. It's certainly not a crime of domestic violence.
Okay. Well, I was planning to plead not guilty because
of course. Well, if you're not guilty, you're not guilty. I'm just saying if at some point in these cases, what happens is one of 3 things: the prosecutor drops the charges. If they don't drop the charges, you're forced to take a plea or go to trial, and then you weigh your choices of plea or trial. So if it comes to a point where the prosecutor does not drop the charges and you got to either take a plea or go to a trial, and you got to weigh your chances at both before you take a plea, what I am telling you, and I'm not saying you would get there, maybe the prosecutor drops the charges. I don't know anything about the case. But if you get to that point and you plead guilty to a crime involving domestic violence, even if you don't go to jail, that's deportable. So make sure it's not involving domestic violence. What I would suggest before you take a plea, this is what everybody should do. Not just you, Damien, everybody. You walk into court, the judge says, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, Damien. I'm just picking on you for right now for a second. Damien, are you pleading guilty to this crime? This is the crime you're going to plead guilty to. Everybody, including you, has to say, Judge, before I plead guilty to anything, I want to talk to an immigration lawyer. Let's schedule this for another day. Got it?
Okay. So, Mr. Brad, I was wondering if that could affect our marriage because we are already engaged and thinking about getting married.
It affects your marriage for filing an adjustment case if you are found guilty of a crime involving domestic violence. You would not get a green card. You would certainly need a waiver and it would be deportable. If it also, to adjust your status, you need to show good moral character. So it could affect it that way as well. So you really need to have a good outcome come from all of this.
Okay, Brad.
All right.
So what could I just have to wait till I go to court?
Wait to go to court, and if you learn anything from this conversation, what I want you to learn is before a judge demands that you plead guilty to something or go to trial, you say to the judge, I want to speak to an immigration lawyer first.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Let's go to James in Tallahassee, Florida. James.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Very well. Nice being on your show.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm having a situation with my marriage. I've been married for 3 years to an American citizen, and we've been having some marital problems. She's been threatening me. I got arrested by immigration in 2019, driving with my international driver's license, and I was taken to Columbus, the immigration center, and I got released while I filed my I-130. After filing the I-130 was just approved. And before the I-130 was approved, I was driving. I didn't know my wife took the insurance off the car that I was driving, and she's been threatening that she's not going to go.
What's
go
going on
for
with
the immigration?
All right. So this. I understand where you're at. You were unfortunately caught in the United States overstaying your visa because you showed an international driver's license, which doesn't make you legal to drive having an international driver's license in America. Okay. So they picked you up. You're out of status. You get put in detention. You paid a bond. You got released. Your wife filed an I-130 visa petition. You got that bona fide marriage exemption. You're now waiting to see a judge for deportation to tell a judge, don't deport me. I got this approved I-130. I want to adjust my status. And now you got a wife who doesn't want to help you anymore. So you have.
She doesn't want to help me, and she's been mistreating me.
Okay, so
in so many ways.
You have two choices. You have two choices. Okay. Choice number one is if there is abuse, which is what you're saying, let's file an avowal case immediately. Okay. If there is no abuse and you have the I-130 approved, you could still argue. There is case law that says you don't have to stay in a bona fide marriage with your spouse for every day through the day you adjust your status, as long as you have the I-130 approved and immigration has already determined it's a bona fide marriage. You can try to push on with that case too. There's case law that goes both ways on that. That's a more iffy case, but you can still show up without your wife, say we're separated, it was bona fide, we had the I-130 approved already. There is case law that says I don't have to stay married to her every day through the day that I get my green card and removal, but having a VAWA case is a much cleaner way to do it, if there is a VAWA case to file.
Okay, so a VAWA case is a better way to go, because I have evidences, even marriage counselors that I make appointments with for us to talk with,
let's
and
file.
text messages
So
that she sent to me.
So you need to file an I-360 immediately. So when you go to the immigration judge for the next master calendar hearing, you can show you have an I-360 pending with an approved I-130 already. So hold on one second, okay? Let's go to Abdullah in Charleston, South Carolina. Abdullah.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. So I had an interview like I-751 and N-400 April 2nd in Charlottesville. And the officer, we started first with the N-400. And it was like a very quick interview, like 4 minutes. Then we moved to I-751. The officer did ask me nothing about me and my wife, like basic question, how we made it, all that. All he asked me the document that I bring.
Okay.
And I told him I bring the tax return. He told me I don't care about the tax return. I told him I have lease agreement. He told me.
Tell me, what is the question that you're asking me?
Yeah, the question is, we have a baby together. He told me at the end of the interview to wait 30 days. Can he deny or the baby we have?
You're asking me, can an immigration officer can deny a case that is patently approvable? It happens all the time. You have a case that should be approved 100%, and immigration denies it. And sometimes you have cases you're like, I don't think this is going to get approved, and it does. It goes both ways because immigration officers are human. A lot of this is discretionary. Each immigration officer has their own standards, even though it's supposed to be a regular standard across the board, depending on what office and what officer you go to. Unfortunately, there's this human element to all of this. So you're asking me, can they deny it? they can, of course they can deny it. They could even deny cases that are 100% approvable, which is why you should always have a good lawyer with you. Will this case be approved or denied? I don't know. It sounds like you have a lot of documents. You're concerned because you got a bad vibe from the immigration officer. You got to wait and see what they say.
Okay, so the tax return, lease agreement, and the baby birth certificate, you think it's enough?
Baby birth certificate, you said?
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's enough. Yes, I think that is enough. That seems to me, joint tax returns, proof that you live together, proof that you have a baby is enough to prove that it's a real marriage. To me, yes.
Okay, he told me at the end, wait 30 days, but now it's like 2 months.
You're going to wait at least 6 months, probably.
All right,
just
thank you so much.
Hang in there, though, but it sounds like you'll be fine.
Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. As I said, the question is, can I be denied? Yeah. Anyone can be denied. Can you be denied lawfully? Can you be denied against the weight of the evidence? Happens all the time, unfortunately. Can you be denied unfairly? Absolutely. Tina in Brooklyn, New York.
Yes, hi.
How are you?
Yes, I'm good. I just have a question regarding about a friend. My friend is in the United States on an asylum ongoing. Her case has already been in the court with the master hearing in 2023. What she wanted to know is is there a way that she can be on EB2? Is there a way that she can move her case from asylum to EB2 or EB1A?
Yeah, she wants this file as somebody working in the national interest or somebody with extraordinary ability. How would she be eligible to adjust her status here? Would be the first question. And number two, if she can't adjust her status here, can she go to a third country to pick up a green card? She's already in deportation. So it depends on how she came to America. Did she apply at the airport? Is she an arriving alien? Or did she come and have a visa and then applied for asylum?
The time when she entered, either she was on a tourist visa, B1, B2.
So at the airport, she applied for asylum, or she was admitted as a tourist and then applied?
No, she was in the country for less than 6 months, and then she applied for 6 months.
So I'm not sure how she would be eligible to adjust her status. I think she would need to have a consultation so we could look through her whole history. And then if she is eligible, then yes, and she qualifies, why not?
Do you do EB2 criteria?
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Let's go to Josh. Hopefully he's back in Seattle. Josh. Josh, this is your second time, your second chance, Josh.
Mr. Brad, how are you doing today?
Hi, Josh. How are you?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
I'm calling from Washington, Seattle.
Okay. How can I help?
I got married to my wife in 2017.
Right.
Had an interview in 2019. Second interview in 2020. A few months later, last month they sent a notice of intent to deny. So I was asking my wife that because from the notice of intent to deny, we have issues with sponsor and address. So
they have an issue with what? Your address and what?
Sponsor, the high 864.
Okay, so your wife didn't earn enough money? Did you get a second affidavit of support from somebody else?
Yeah. So.
And that person didn't earn enough money either?
No, she did, but I think the way she contacted it was wrong. So because the USCIS called the sponsor and she said she doesn't recognize her. So I think she met with somebody that knows somebody that got to the sponsor. So I think.
How do you know this sponsor?
She was the one that knows the.
Who's she? Who is she?
My wife.
Your wife knows the sponsor, but the immigration called up and the sponsor said they never heard of you. So they're gonna charge you with fraud.
Yeah, that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, all right.
So
Shut up now. Don't say another word. You need a consultation. Don't talk on, because we're not having an attorney-client privilege. Serious thing. Hold on. Let's go to Timmy in Indianapolis. Timmy.
Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm all right.
What happened to Timmy? No, Timmy. Let's go to Tina. Someone get Timmy back on. They disconnected Timmy. Tina. Hi, Tina.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, good. The question is coming back to you, just regarding about the process. Like, as it's going, like as I said, the asylum is ongoing, and then they want to switch to EB1 or EB2.
I just spoke with you.
Yes.
You have more questions for me?
Yes, I just would like to know the process. How long is the time frame?
To file an EB2 or EB1 adjustment, right now you can't expedite anything. So maybe a year and change. But while it's pending, the judge isn't going to deport you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right, hold on. All right. Let's see, I think Timmy's back. If they want to put Timmy through to me, let's see if we can speak to... Well, Timmy was through to me, and then someone needs to stop talking to Timmy so I can talk to Timmy. Timmy's having a problem right here. Timmy's our last call. Somebody needs to stop talking to Timmy. Thank you. Timmy, how are you?
Hello, good afternoon once again.
All right, so what is your question?
Yeah, I wanted to know concerning the planned amnesty for the essential workers. And part of the conditions was that as long as the essential worker is able to prove that, yeah, he's been doing this kind of job for a while, then he qualifies for the amnesty. So I was thinking, how does someone that is probably working on another person's ID actually proves that he actually did the job?
Well, they would have to prove that this person, I assume this person's identity. So he'll get affidavits from people who he works with. But the bottom line is, we get a lot of questions on this essential worker amnesty. There's a small chance, not a big chance, a small chance that it actually passes. So before everybody gets all overly excited about an amnesty for essential workers and what is an essential worker, let's see it actually look like it's going to pass. But there's always ways to prove you are who you are. That's not going to be a problem. So in other words, you get your picture and attach your picture to an affidavit from your boss that says, this guy in this picture, I know him as Jimmy, but his name is Timmy. Jimmy and Timmy is the same guy. End of story.
All right. Thank you for your time.
All right. Should we go to one more person? Last call. Wasim in Reno, Nevada.
Hey, Brad, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. I just had a quick question. I had recently, about 2 years ago, back in 2019, I had applied for my green card, and I did have a Class C felony, so I was kind of in the lingo right there that I may not get it, but I did finally.
What was the Class C felony for?
It was for theft.
And you were applying for a green card, or you had a green card?
No. I was applying for renewal, and I was told that I may not get it, I may be deported, but I took my chances. I finally got it last week.
All right, so let me ask you a few questions.
Yes.
When did you get your green card?
The original one?
The original one.
Yes, back in '96 when I migrated to United States.
Where are you from?
Fiji Island.
And how old were you when you migrated in '96?
I was 13 years old.
Were your parents citizens before you were 18?
No.
Okay. And this theft offense, this felony theft offense, is this your only arrest ever?
Yes.
Okay. What year did it happen?
2017.
And did you go to jail?
No, I did not.
Okay. You had probation?
Yes.
Had you called my law office or had you called this show, I would have told you 100% you could renew your green card. And the reason is this. And the reason why you didn't get deported is this. What the law says is that you pled guilty, even though it's a felony, it's a crime of moral turpitude for immigration purposes. It's not an aggravated felony. Why is it a crime of moral turpitude? Because a theft offense in which you were sentenced to less than 1 year in jail is not an aggravated felony. It is a crime of moral turpitude. So this C felony that you pled guilty to, that you just got probation, is a crime of moral turpitude. What the law also says is that if you are convicted of a crime of moral turpitude more than 5 years after your entry into America, that is not a deportable offense. So you got your green card in 96, you pled guilty in 2017, that's more than 5 years after your entry to America. One crime of moral turpitude does not get you deported. With a caveat, if you were to travel and re-enter the United States, a crime of moral turpitude that is not a petty offense, this is not a petty offense, this C felony, would be inadmissible and they could deport you at the airport. But you are not deportable here in the United States as long as you don't travel. When is your probation up, Wasim?
It was up last year in April.
Are you married to a U.S. citizen?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So in 4 years from April, you're going to do two things between the next 4 years. You're not going to travel because if you travel, you can get deported. But in 4 years from the end of your probation, which will be 5 years good moral character, you're going to file for your citizenship.
Yeah, that's what my next question was. When can I apply for my U.S. citizen?
5 years, 5 years from the end of your probation.
And then I should be able to travel then?
And then you'll get a U.S. passport and you can travel. You'll be an American citizen. If you travel before then, you're going to get deported. But as long as you stay in the United States, they can't touch you.
Okay. Another thing was if I wanted to get married to a person from abroad, can I bring them over on my green card?
Yes, but you can't visit them.
Okay.
So how are you going to marry them? I don't know either. All right. So that's unfortunate, but I don't have the answer for you for that one. All right?
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Brad.
You're welcome. All right. In today's Braducation, I discussed the top 5 things you should do if you're injured on the job on a construction site. Let's watch. United States have equal rights and should have an equal opportunity and a right to justice. I'm here to help because I want everybody to achieve their American dream. I'm Brad Bernstein, and this is your Litigation Braducation. I'm not here to tell you what you want to know. I'm here to tell you what you need to know. Construction accident law is different in each state and is very complex. My objective is to make the law easy for you to understand so that you can use the justice system to your advantage if you or your loved one is ever hurt in a construction accident. Now, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there are more than 150,000 serious construction site accident injuries each year in the United States. That's enough to fill 2 NFL football stadiums. And in fact, the Liberty Mutual Workplace Safety Index recently reported that United States companies have paid out more than $62 billion for workplace injuries in only 1 year. That is more than $1 billion per week. And the annual cost to United States business of lost time workplace injuries is greater than the gross domestic product of 91 countries, according to data from the World Monetary Fund. So this is really important to know because there is big money on the line if you get injured. And you want the money in your pocket and your loved one's pocket and not in the pocket of some fat cat at the insurance company. So listen up, because some things are universal, no matter what state you're injured in. Now, most worksite injuries fall under workers' compensation and prevent you from filing a civil action for your personal injuries. But in New York and in many other states, if you get injured on a construction site, you can obtain workers' compensation and also file a lawsuit for your pain and suffering, your lost earnings, and all past and future medical bills. So if you fall, something falls on you, you're injured on the construction site, these are the things you must do to make sure you put yourself in the best legal position to ensure your highest money settlement. Number one, stay where you are and call an ambulance. Do not have your employer or coworker drive you to the hospital, because then there is no record that you were injured at a construction site. The insurance company could say the accident never occurred where you claim it did. Number two, take pictures and video, or if you're too injured, have your friend and coworker take pictures and videos of you and everything around you. Number three, don't speak to the site safety inspector or site safety foreperson. The site safety inspectors are employed by insurance companies to try to get information from you about the accident so that they can use that information against you. Number four, only talk to your doctor and lawyer about your injuries for two reasons. Sometimes people are looking to rip you off. Sometimes they're ambulance chasers. Sometimes they work for the insurance companies. But no matter what, they are not helping you. And the second reason why you should only tell your doctor and lawyer about every single pain you have and everything that hurts you is that sometimes a small injury turns into a big injury. Sometimes days later, sometimes weeks later. And if you don't mention it right away, an insurance company may say that this injury that popped up weeks later is not a result of this accident. It's a result of something else that happened. Now, unfortunately, accidents can happen. Nobody wishes it on anybody. But if it happens to you or your loved one, you'd better be ready to put yourself in a position to be compensated fairly and justly, because before an accident even happens, an insurance company is already planning on how to defend themselves. So you also have to be prepared to strongly make your claim as well. It could be the difference in millions of dollars. By the way, you can follow us see all of our Braducations on OnlyFans TV. I am the only lawyer with his clothes on OnlyFans. I may be the only lawyer on OnlyFans TV. Check us out for all of our Braducations, not only this one, but all of the ones that I've done. In addition, if you didn't get your immigration question answered on our show, we're going to go to social media check-in in a moment, but you can follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein. If you follow me on Instagram at Real Brad Bernstein, you could drop me a DM. I'll be happy to answer your immigration question as best as I can. You could also follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. If you follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram, you can't handle 2 hours of Brad. Can't handle an hour of Brad in a pop-up. But you can handle 30 seconds of Yo-Yo and Vanessa. Then follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. And finally, we have enough social media to sink a ship. Follow us on TikTok too. If you follow us on TikTok, people love our TikToks. You'll see all of our speed rounds, a couple other things as too. People love our TikToks. We got almost 16,000 people following us on TikTok in 30 days. Pretty good. Pretty good job for the Brad Show crew. And Yo-Yo and Vanessa, what's going on with you guys?
Yep, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And you guys can find me at Vanessa.Contreras TV.
All right, let's do something we like to call social media check-in. What do we got?
All right, first one comes from, of course, VIP members, Brad Squad VIP. The first 5 that we always get will always be VIP members. The only way you guys can become one is go to Facebook, go in the search, put in Brad Squad, and then it will come up. Make sure it is the page where you have to request. When you press that button, request, we will accept, and then you can throw your question in anytime throughout the day, and you'll get your first 5 questions answered. So Prince Dandy, VIP member, asks, how long does it take to get a re-entry waiver for someone who overstayed? She's married to a U.S. citizen but has no kids.
At least a year right now, unfortunately.
Peter W. James Jr., also a Brad Squad VIP member, asks, my wife is a permanent resident and I am on an F1 visa, which is scheduled to expire February of 2022. We have filed the I-130 and I-130A. If the I-130 gets approved before my visa expiration date, can I continue to live in the U.S. while my forms are processing?
You should be filing an I-485 right now, because once your student status is up, you have to leave the United States of America. What I would do is, you have an I-130 pending, you're married to a resident, visas are available, file an I-485 at this very moment.
Angelique V. Whitaker, a Brad Squad VIP member, wants to know, what documents do I need to file an 8-year-old stepchild abroad?
An I-130 visa petition. You're gonna copy of your marriage certificate to the petitioning parent, who's the step parent, proof that the petitioning step parent is a U.S. citizen, and proof that your prior marriages were terminated by divorce or death certificate. So marriage, divorce, birth certificate of the child, proof that the parent's a U.S. citizen, the step parent.
Linda Allison, highly favored James, another Brad Squad VIP member, asks, do I still need to complete the I-944 form?
No. No.
Did a whole thing
what a great Fri-Yay answer that is. No.
Okay, Tanya Love, a VIP member. How long after getting my 10-year green card can I start filing for my adult kids back home?
Right now.
Kenny, Ohio on YouTube. If my friend's stepkid was approved for an immigrant visa, does it mean his I-485 was also approved, even though he has not received an update about it and it's been over 60 days?
No, those are two different things. An I-130 approves the relationship between the petitioner and the beneficiary. The I-485 approves the adjustment of status. You may have a bona fide relationship between the petitioner and the beneficiary and be inadmissible.
Raul Jadav on YouTube. If the court granted me WOR, will I be eligible for amnesty if Biden's proposal passes?
WOR. If the court granted you WOR. Excuse me 1 second while I go to Google and ask Google, what is WOR? Sometimes I don't know. WOR, it's a radio station. Worthington Industries. What does it stand for? I have no idea. WOR in a criminal case? Penalty? WOR penalty? Still don't know. Do you know what WOR is?
I'm trying to look.
I'm trying to figure it out myself. WOR.
It's not popping up.
Criminal.
Yeah, I'm not getting anything that would help.
I don't know. All right. Okay, the court, he's talking about immigration court. Thank you, Jilly. She figured it out. Withholding of removal. I'm thinking it's some sort of criminal penalty. I was thinking criminal court. Okay, withholding of removal. So he was in immigration court and got withholding of removal with Biden. I don't know what Biden's amnesty is going to be, but presumably the answer would be yes.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Desmond on YouTube. If my K-1 petition is approved and currently at the National Visa Center, can I withdraw it and file an I-130 if I am now married?
Yes, you have to. You know,
I will say on Twitter, if I'm about to turn 21 years old, what can I apply for to extend my current status that will expire once I turn 21?
What is your current status? I guess My guess is that he's a derivative on his parents' E, L, or H or something like that. So if you're in school, the most obvious thing would be student visa.
Shanika Royal on YouTube, what is the next thing to do if your waiver from I-601 and I-485 got denied?
Go to a good lawyer, figure out why it was denied, and do it again better.
Okay, Anna Lee Parker on Facebook. If my authorization expired in January 2021 and I applied for the extension in November 2020 and I received the 180-day extension notice, will I receive a new card or do I have to apply again?
Say that one more time.
If my authorization expired in January 2021 and I applied for the extension in November 2020 and received the 180 days extension notice, will I receive a new card or do I have to apply again?
No, the extension for the 180 days is saying to you, while your card is being processed, your old card is extended 180 days. They should mail you a new one. You don't have to do anything.
Steve Can on Facebook, if I am in the F1 category and my case is currently at the National Visa Center and my priority date was October 11th, 2016, how much longer will I have to wait for approval?
You should be getting a green card in less than a year.
Okay, Jermaine Brown on Facebook. What does SRC mean on my receipt? It was granted asylum and completed my fingerprints in February. What's next and how long will it take?
SRC, I guess Southern Service Center, Southern Regional Center. I'm not sure what you're looking at, but in terms of filing for asylum, if you've had asylum for more than 1 year, you're now applying for adjustment of status and you already took your fingerprints, hopefully in another 6, 9, 12 months at most, you should have a green card.
Cardine Simpson on Facebook, if I was removed from the U.S. and given a 5-year ban, would I be able to come back to the U.S. if I file a waiver?
You need 2 waivers. One waiver for being found inadmissible and a second waiver for the underlying reason why you were found inadmissible, which is most likely misrepresentation. But maybe, I don't know, you're a mass murderer, and if you're a mass murderer, you can never come back. I don't know why you were stopped at the airport, so it matters what the underlying reason was too.
All right, and last one, Sheldon Reed on YouTube. If you have a 10-year green card and have a misdemeanor for 5 years, only due probation time, can I travel outside the USA?
What was the probation for?
Misdemeanor for 5 years, just a misdemeanor.
I don't know what the misdemeanor was for, so I can't tell you. I need to know a lot more. All right. In today's Attorney Close-Up, Spar Bernstein Partner and Immigration Attorney Shannon LaGuerre Maingrette tells us whether U.S. citizen spouse is expected to attend USCIS marriage interviews. Let's watch.
It depends on the type of interview. So if you're getting your green card abroad, which is the consular processing, that particular visa, the U.S. citizen is not expected to be at the interview. Only a few instances have I had it where the officer would request after the interview that the U.S. citizen appear. Only a few. And here in the United States, the answer is yes, they are expected to appear at the adjustment of status interview.
All right, 9 questions.
Real quick.
50 seconds. Let's at least have a good weekend. You ready?
Wait. Hold on. One question. One more question.
What?
Somebody's been asking, so.
We're back to social media check-in.
Yeah, just one more question, okay. Lord. This is what we do for.
Lordy, right?
Yeah, Milani, keep on hitting us up. Saying, how soon can a permanent resident file for her minor children and how long will it take? The case is at NVC. I've paid my fees and we're in a proceeding now.
What do you mean? What? I don't even understand her question. She filed for her children. The case is at the NVC. What do you mean proceeding?
How soon can a permanent resident file for her minor children? And how long will it take?
Permanent resident can file for the minor children the day they get their conditional green card or permanent green card. It shouldn't take more than 2 years.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know where the case is at the National Visa Center. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. 50 seconds, 9 questions.
All right.
End with
What?
Let's end with hooray.
Okay, let's end with hooray. You ready?
Yes.
All right. I'll say hip hip. You say hooray.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Can I win asylum if I get a DUI?
Yeah.
Can an asylee with a green card be denied U.S. entry?
Yes.
Can a U.S. citizen petition his undocumented mother?
Yes.
Can I get my visa stamped without leaving the U.S.?
Yes.
Can I extend my visitor's visa while in the U.S.?
Yes.
How old do I need to be to apply for my citizenship?
How old? 18.
Can I overstay? Can an overstay pay taxes if they have a social number?
Yes.
How many months for military personnel to get citizenship?
1 year.
Can I apply for advanced parole for travel if my VAWA isn't approved?
Yeah, if you have an adjustment. Look how comfortable we are today.
Hip hip!
Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray! All right. By the way, every answer, I almost feel like I was set up. Every answer was yes. Yes. Yes.
Nothing like I think there was a Tuesday. Again, it's that Tuesday. There was a speed round earlier this week where I'm like, these questions are so long. We're not going to get through it.
No, yeah, right. And this one was good. This one was easy.
It was great.
This one was easy. All right, excellent job, guys. Congratulations. We could go home happy. Comments of the day.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, what do you got?
All right, our first one comes from Miloslav Minkov saying, "Squad up, Uncle Brad into the squad. Good thing I have my notifications on." I think you read that, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But we'll say it
that's
again.
just a reminder
Just
to let
a reminder.
everybody
We'll
know.
say it again.
Put your notifications on because Fridays we will do a pop-up. We don't even know what time we're going to come on.
Right.
All right?
That was such a good comment. There was a pre-comment and a post-comment.
And a post-comment. Just to remind.
Yes.
Okay, our next one. Marlin818TV says, "That's the best news I heard today about the detention center finally gone.
Oh.
I am also from Massachusetts." Yeah.
Good. Yes. Thank you. We thought it was good Fri-Yay news.
I agree. All right, our third comment of the day comes from Helen on Wuka saying, "Always love the facts on Brad Show Live. Getting the job done. Getting the job, Brad. I live in Maryland. Yippee. Uh-oh. Getting the jab, Brad.
She's getting the jab. She's getting the jab, and she's gonna get the lottery.
Helen, giving you good vibes.
Fact,
Hopefully
she's
you
getting
get
a
the
lottery ticket. Fact, right?
Yes.
Okay, and last one to close on Friday. Jeff Bosey saying, "Hope everyone is well here on the most awesome show that helps people."
Oh, Jeff Bosey. Where did he come from?
Right.
A blast from the past. Wow, Jeff Bosey.
Right, Jeff Bosey.
Huh? He hasn't been around in years.
Right.
Literally years, Jeff Bosey. Last time we saw Jeff Bosey, I got to think back. That was like on the Stagecoach a long time ago. That's how long ago.
A while ago.
Long time ago. When we would ride the Stagecoach together. All right. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you Monday. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm, located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.